going on, everybody? Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but just got into the minigame. Simon just put out a video that it's out and released. Go check it out if you want to see all the rewards. You will get to keep one hero and one weapon to your main account, along with some other goodies. I do not plan on playing free-to-play, so I will be getting the premium perks. 1 minute while we sign up for this. Okay, we're back. Signed up for premium. Let's see where we want to get started. Start with some summoning. For now, that's the best one, so we'll lock it in. Definitely having a little bit more issues with the characters not loading. I wish I could look at kits, but I guess it makes sense to save them for the game. Hell yeah, we're summoning again. There's Adam's girl, not loading in. Looks sick. I think I broke it. Oh. Oof. Hella rares. Okay, we're gonna... yes. Which portraits? I'm guessing because there's been thousands of people trying to get in right now, that's why we're getting a little bit of lag. Be right back when this loads. I mean, these are all badass. I'm really tempted to go Dark Tempest, but I don't know, something about this one just jumps out at me, so once I get the Aether, that's what I'm gonna go for. Check out weapons. We can click on it and it'll show us what it does. Has an increasing chance to reflect a disable back to the enemy. Will always reflect the first one. That's awesome, always reflecting the first one. Buffs placed are instantly removed, granting a percentage divinity and turn meter, and grant a permanent damage increase of 5%. I'm assuming that's a one-time 5% increase, but if you can keep stacking and stacking that damage increase, this is going to be a crazy weapon. World Splitter, this has changed since the alpha. Both the other two were new, they weren't in the alpha. Each time the hero lands a strong hit, increase their strong damage by 10% and reduce their incoming damage by 5%. And stacking up to so many times. That's another really good weapon, but I'm leaning towards the Namsaru. Increase this hero's divinity when placing freeze. That's going to be huge for Scotty. Strong hits are guaranteed to critically hit and increase the damage by a certain percent, but this hero cannot critically hit normally. That's a real interesting choice. You have to strong hit to crit and get the bonus damage, or never crit. Increase the damage inflicted when joining attacks by a certain percent. It's a great weapon if you're building an ally attack team. But yeah, I mean, even if this 5% doesn't stack, getting the divinity and turn meter boost every turn, or not every turn, every time buffs are placed on this hero, could be real interesting. So we're gonna lock this for now. Oh, I don't have the Aether. Ugh. Guessing imprints will be behind Aether as well. Yep, but we're still gonna take a look. So Ymir, when this hero is attacked, has a 25% chance to place freeze on the enemy for one turn, which is interesting because in the alpha these were all half reduced from the hero's regular passive. So if the imprint has a 25% chance to place freeze, looks like Ymir will have a 50% chance. 50-50 shot to freeze the enemy is great. Dracula, at the start of an enemy's turn, if they're under bleed, increase the damage of this hero's next attack by 5%. Any damage boost is a nice damage boost, so that's a good one. Aphrodite, allies gain 1% turn meter when inflicting damage to an enemy. This effect is doubled on allies who are under speed up and initiative up too. I feel like 1% turn meter sounds underwhelming, but you can see how it can pile up pretty quick if you have an ally attack team or counter attack team going, and they're constantly getting that 1%, so could be stronger than it seems. For epics, we have GodforgeQuests. This hero inflicts 10% increased damage to enemies under charm. It's really specific, but good if you have that niche going. Percival, increases hero's resistance by 5% for each buff they are under. Again, kind of specific, but good if you're going for a resistance niche. Makosh, When an ally buff expires or is removed, heal them by 5% of their HP. That's real good that it doesn't just have to be removed, it can expire, so you can get a lot of 5% heals going. Ishi, when an enemy attempts to place a debuff on an ally, has 30% chance to heal, 3% max HP. Enemy attempts to place a debuff on an ally. That seems really niche, where you're just getting a heal if an ally gets debuffed. Deal 10% increased damage to enemies under acid. Good if you're going with an acid team. And Bach, he had a huge passive for the alpha. Has a 25% chance to counterattack when this hero receives a debuff or disable. Which, that counterattack stacks up quicker than you think. I don't know who... Out of this group, I'm kinda leaning towards this one just for the consistent healing. Although Ymir's is a good chance to freeze when you're attacked. We'll see what it comes to in the coming days. Let's try and get a mission going. Defend the Sanctum. Divine Abyssal Horror. Divine Abyssal Horror has been cited in Avalon. The local Pantheon requests immediate aid from a Scion of Magic. Feel the Rift, Frozen Void Beast. A Frozen Void Beast has been sighted in Olympus. The local Pantheon requests immediate aid from a Scion of Tactics. Cover Artifact, Shattered Forsaken God. A Shattered Forsaken God has been sighted in Avalon. The local Pantheon requests immediate aid from a Scion of Might. Won't read all of these. I don't even know if I can do these yet, but let's click it and see what happens. Scion of Tactics. This is Might. One of these. We're gonna do this one real quick because it's only a minute, so we'll let the other ones cook for an hour, and we'll let the other ones cook for the hours that they take, and Lady Zoc is already almost done. This one's 30 minutes. But yeah, real simple. It's just a mini game, way to interact. You can see, did a small mission, so we got 2 Aether out of it. Over here, the rank. Not sure exactly what the rank will do. Collect Aether to restore the Godforge. Send heroes on missions. I guess it probably would have been good to start here. Missions refresh every 15 minutes. That's good to know. Alright, this answers my question. Scion ranks. As you gain XP and rank up, you earn more Aether from the same missions. Your current rank applies a global multiplier to all Aether rewards. So here you can see the increases. You can go up to rank 6, and you can almost double your Aether. And Premium, which I did get, unlocks a 3rd slot, 2x mission speed. That explains why the mission speeds were so low. And a 30% chance to double a mission reward. So I can lock it in even though I can't get it yet. I'm glad I read that. That's all self-explanatory. I am going to lock in that weapon, if it'll let me. Still having some hiccups. It'll only let me lock the epics, not the legendaries. There we go. And now that's locked in. Cool. Imprints. I mean, I feel like I'm going to end up choosing a legendary anyways, but oh, I broke it again. Kind of like that one, so we'll lock it just for now. And once there's something we're more serious about, I'll unlock it just to see more variety. Alright, so we can claim more stuff in 4 hours. And we got our missions running. I'll have the website linked down below. That's a first look at GodforgeQuests. I gotta say, I think it's a really cool thing they're doing. Like, yeah, it's a real simple game, but it's something to have a little fun before the start of early access, which is hopefully a couple months away, maybe 3 months away. But yeah, a real fun way to get some extra rewards and interact with some of the things in the game. So you get like a sneak peek at the weapons and imprints, so it's a really cool thing. And I definitely plan on being on this every day, and just because it's Godforge, I'll probably be on it more than necessary, but hey, that's what it's there for. Have some fun before the early access. Definitely want to give a shout out to the team. They don't have to do anything. This could just be a founder's pack. The price I paid to be a premium member, they could just charge that and give you a couple things of their choice. They don't have to let you pick what you want to keep going into the game. So I think it's real cool being able to kind of pick your own bundle versus just getting stuck with a bundle. And it's free if you don't want to be a premium member, so even if you're not premium, you still get to pick some goodies to go into the game with. So yeah, just a shout out for doing a real fun and awesome thing to the team. Thanks a lot. That's all I have. Have a good one.